Welcome to Living Legacies of the Ozarks. We're glad you're here. My name is Hayden Head.
And my name is Sue Head, and we're here today on the campus of College of the Ozarks, which is the perfect setting for our next guest, which is Alex Williams. Alex is an alum of College of the Ozarks, and he also served in the military. Then he came back and taught here at the college, and now he is a business owner in the community. So welcome, Alex. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for showing up with us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a lot to be thankful for, so the least I can do is come back to this very special place and talk to great people.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have been sort of talking about hope and hospitality and life in the Ozarks. I understand that you're from California. So what drew your family? How did y'all end up in the Ozarks?
For sure. So, like you said, I was born in California. My mom was born in California, but my dad was actually born in Northwest Arkansas. So the familiarity of the Ozarks starts with that. And so he is active duty Air Force, and he was stationed out on the West Coast, which is how he got to meet my mom. And from there, that we kind of ran the California lifestyle. They had businesses, and they found out real quick to raise kids. They wanted to, raise us in a safe place that has important, family values, and the Ozarks demonstrates that. So when I was 11 years old, we moved to a little place called Branson in the middle of nowhere, going from a town of 200,000 to, a town of 5,000 people just on the way in Hollister. So that's how that happened.
Very good. And so you said that your mom and dad, that your dad was from this area. Mm-hmm. And when you were growing up in this region, what were the things that you liked about living here? It was very different from being in California.
Very different. So I was 11 when I moved, so I started to recognize some behaviors, and something that's very prevalent out west is expedience. So it's very transactional. Hey, how are you doing? Not really interested in you as a person, but getting through a transaction, if you will, and always in a rush, never really a real interest in the person, but just the business of day-to-day life. You could equivalent it to just driving down the road. People will wave at you and you'll have no idea who they are out here in the Ozarks, but back over there you may not get any hand wave, but you may get something else unexpectedly too. So that's just a big difference. It's a subtle difference, but it's telling about the Ozarks compared to other places in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have your own business now. Mm-hmm. And what is your business?
It's a floor covering store. It's called Getting Floored, family, veteran-owned, partnership with my dad and my wife, and we're over here in the Meadows Mall. And I had that opportunity to really start that because of being a student at College of the Ozarks. I graduated debt-free, and it set the precedent for me to go on and be financially capable of opening a business.
Well, this may sound like a shameless plug, but I'm going to do it anyhow. So how are you able to graduate debt-free from College of the Ozarks?
Through the work-study program. So throughout my time here at the college, I participated in the work-study program, which helped me buy into my value of the education, but primarily through the donors of the college supporting the mission and vision. So not only did I get my undergraduate studies, but I was able to test my work ethic along the way and be evaluated on that as well, not just academically.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And you served in the military as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did. So one of the programs here at the college, we had a ROTC program where while I was working on my education, I was also working on a military career. With that, I commissioned as a second lieutenant on graduation here at C of O, and subsequently went into Army flight school and learned to fly the UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, which was quite an experience in and of itself.
Do you get to do that much anymore?
I don't. I actually just left the Army last year. I was in for nearly 10 years, and it changed my life forever. I believe wholeheartedly in faith, family, and flag, and that's something that I learned principally here at the college, which is what led me to want to come back and work here as an employee, as a staff member, and a faculty member. And even after leaving full-time roles and starting the business, I decided after completing my terminal degree that I wanted to give back to that same environment, and that's why I've enjoyed getting the opportunity to come back as an adjunct.
So you're a newly minted Dr. Alex Williams.
Fresh off this last fall.
Oh, congratulations. That's great.
Yeah.
So you've talked about a lot of influences. You've talked about the influence of being in the Ozarks and the way folks are here. You've talked about College of the Ozarks. You've talked about the military. So how have those institutions, if you want to call it that, influenced the way you do business?
They are 100% related in how we do business, because you can find lots of financially capable businesses that have no values, and that ultimately manifests in the product, whether it be the working environment of the people in those institutions, or just the lack of life and the lack of hospitality that comes out of the byproduct, if you will. And so for me, everyone says, how do you do it? How do you get a business off the ground this fast? This doesn't work this way. And simply we tell folks customer service and treating people like people goes a long way. And so that happened here from day one. My first work assignment was in the Keeter Center. And so I learned very quickly about the value of interacting with people as people, and then the business will follow suit. Obviously, business principles still apply, but treating people like people and being hospitable is something that I've had multiple opportunities to talk on. And it's not so much a synthetic act here in the Ozarks. I think that's what makes it so special. Is it's an organic thing that you can find here in the Ozarks, and that's why people want to move here and why people want to come visit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So were you a server here in Keeter? Is that your?
So I was a banquet server in the Keeter Center. So not in the Dobbins dining room. That's actually where my mother works. She was the restaurant manager at the time. But yeah, the Keeter Center, even when I left the banquets department, I worked the rest of my time in the work program in the maintenance department. And you'd think, wait a second, the guy changing the light bulb still has an opportunity to wow a guest and treat people like people? Absolutely. I had one quick story where it wouldn't be normal for a maintenance guy to go out into the parking lot and work with a guest on a dead battery in their vehicle, but that's just one of the philosophies that was shared with us growing up in the Keeter Center, is how do you wow a guest and make them feel special? And that was one of the things I saw as an opportunity from my interest in automobiles as a hobby, and a little bit of know-how and some resources in the building. I went out and took care of a guest that was having a problem with a vehicle, and they didn't have to call a tow truck. And so I remember it really well because it ended up making onto a TripAdvisor comment, and then Tom Healy, the general manager, made a point of it and just shared it as an educational opportunity for the other students working in the Keeter Center. That wasn't why I did it, but when you look back on it, it's the little things like that that make a big deal to people. And that's why a college in the middle of the southwest corner of Missouri on the Arkansas border seems to have national and worldwide recognition, because that hospitality that's organic here.
You're so right. Well, we're so grateful for your time in sharing your story with us, and so proud of you as an alum. And I know that you're giving it back in the community in a variety of ways. So thank you for sharing that with us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, appreciate your time, and I will see you at Elevate Branson in just about a week or so.
Sounds like a plan, sir.
It does, doesn't it? Thank you, Alex.
Thank you,
I
Alex.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Have a great day.
Thanks so much.
And thank you for joining us here at Living Legacies of the Ozarks. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time. Living Legacies of the Ozarks is brought to you by Ozark Mountain Legacy, College of the Ozarks, the Herschend Family Foundation, Meyer Hotels, and Sight and Sound Theaters.